Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Ray Vision podcast. Tonight, I got myself Hector, and with me, I got Hav.
Yo.
And Mario.
What up?
And tonight, we are going to be reviewing the 8th episode of HBO's The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, right?
That was not in sync.
I know, but like the reason I said it because
you tried it, man.
Yeah,
Before we get into it, guys, you guys can listen to us anywhere on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Make sure you guys follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast. If you're lazy as fuck to type all that in, go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You're going to see all of our socials and links. But yeah, okay, episode 8, we are...
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, yeah, spoiler review. This is definitely a spoiler review. I mean, for the newcomers.
For everything, not just to show the game and all that.
Oh, right, yes. There's going to be spoilers for the game, even part 2. I mean, just in case we don't know what we're going to mention and stuff. So yeah, just you guys were warned. So we are, dude. If it didn't feel so long ago, man, we're hyped for it. Oh, dude, the Last of Us show's coming out now. Look at us, man. We're in the finish line.
One more.
Ain't that crazy? One more episode.
Mm-hmm. One last ride.
Yeah, right. One last ride. Mm-hmm. And this episode, I actually did enjoy. I think, I enjoyed this episode more than the last one, which we spoke about, Mario. It was Left Behind. Mm-hmm. This episode is we're in the wintertime finally, right? We see what's going on with Joel, how Joel was stabbed in the other episode, and how Ellie is taking care of him, and we get introduced to the infamous David, right? And surprise. Okay, I'm gonna just straight off the rip. I thought David's portrayal in the game was a bit better for me. I thought I enjoyed David more in the game.
I think I just liked his voice. His voice acting was really good because it was the guy who did Nathan Drake from Uncharted did his voice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because in the game it's kind of like he talks like this, but a little bit more high pitched.
Yeah, right.
You know, I believe in fate. There was a girl. Obviously a lot better than what I did, but that's why it made it more creepy. I guess is what I can say.
I mean, like he was good. Like don't get me wrong.
Yeah, the guy was good. Yeah, he was good.
I just thought the video game David was more like
creepy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. He was like more like creepy, and he would look more sinister. That's just me though. What did you think about David?
I thought it was fine. I mean, I didn't really see any issues. Not like you. Like you said that the game version was what? More sinister?
I thought he was a lot more threatening, and I could go over like my points, but all right. Well, I
thought it was just. I thought the portrayal on the show was all right.
Right.
I thought it was whatever. I don't know. That's just me though. Mario said it's just the voice.
No, I know. I'm saying like the voice is just different, which made it more creepy. I thought he was fine overall, the character. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So the part. Okay. Well, before I go into my points with David, obviously we know that Joel, he's hurt. He's bleeding out, which I still think, man, that I prefer the other one. I didn't like this one was cool, but I did prefer like him falling off that balcony, fighting someone and getting that spike shit, right? Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I did wish that happened, but whatever. So now Ellie is out there on her own. This is clearly her episode, just how it was in the game. In the game, we play as her and stuff. And, she's hunting. She's looking for food. We get this deer. She ends up hunting the deer. And one thing that I was telling Mario, too, is that we don't get to see the bow, Yeah,
that's
true. We don't get to see her rocking the bow.
Yeah.
It's just a little nitpick, right? I figured, I thought it'd be cool.
And still no shotgun.
What's that? What happened?
And no shotgun still from Joel.
Oh, yeah, right.
No shotgun.
We rarely got any fucking gun action with them, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the bow stuff and even the opening scene.
Bro, I really thought they were going to do it, bro. I was hoping for it low-key, man. Not going to lie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember you, Mario. You were telling me that like you really wanted that scene, and
like a little homage,
I think it would have been cool, right?
Yeah,
it would have been funny.
Homage.
They teased that because that bunny comes out.
Yeah, right.
And then she goes after it, but then she falls, trips over.
They some hoes for that, bro.
But
they know what they was doing.
I know. Of course they do.
Yeah. But yeah, so then Ellie is obviously hunting for the deer that she sees, ends up hurting it, and David and his partner, which we know is Joel, right, from the video game.
Mm-hmm.
They end up finding it. She ends up going to there. They finally have the interaction. They say, "Hey, put your fucking gun down." All that whole scenario, and I was expecting, that scene where like, okay, but we could trade you. Okay, yeah, cool. Do you have medicine? Like all that shit. And then when they're waiting, I thought like in that shed when they're waiting, I thought we were finally getting infected.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like in the game. But once again, man, no infected in another episode, right? And that's just a nitpick that I've been personally going at, man, is I want to see more infected. And once we see David and Ellie, sort of talking and stuff in that shed, the reason why I thought the video game did it better, in my opinion, especially with David, is because you could see truly how David is really a manipulator and very dangerous. Because in the show, right, he's already straight up making Ellie laugh, right? Ellie's already smirking and stuff. And when the game, that happens after the initial attack. And what that attack does with the infected, it instills trust between the characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes it scary is once the infected were coming in and stuff, that's when David pulls out his other gun. And Ellie's like, "What the fuck? You had another gun?" He's like, "Well, blah, blah, blah." And that is like a little hint to show like, yo, you got to watch out with this motherfucker, because he was acting all nice and like gave the gun away, but secretly he had a gun with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after that scene, they work together, and that's how they gain that trust, and that's how they have that conversation of like lighthearted and stuff. And that's when they reveal, "Oh, I sent a couple men out there, and they said that they killed someone because of a crazy man with a girl," right? And that I felt like had more impact, because you're like, okay, this Ellie found this character. He seems friendly. He seems trustworthy. We defended this shed, right? And then that happens, and I feel like that scene just hits you more, because after the shit that happened, you had trust in him. He had the gun hiding. He was hiding the gun and shit, and it's like, what the fuck? But with here, we don't get that, and immediately Ellie already kind of trusts him. Like she's already smirking and like laughing with him and stuff. And I don't know. I just thought the game did it a bit better. I wish we had that, like that trust established first. Because from the jump in the when you're watching the show, you automatically assume this guy's, he's kind of weird. He's sketchy. But in the video game, sure, obviously you're sketched out, kind of like how Ellie is. But then you see that they work together and stuff like that. And I don't know, what are your guys like take on that?
Maybe the reason why they didn't do that is because they decided to show. Do you remember how the episode started?
It started with wasn't Joel? Didn't it start with Joel in the? How did it start?
Remember they were all in that fucking room, and David was reading from the Bible.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that they changed in the show. They made him religious here. In the game, it wasn't like that. Like
yeah, they made him religious person and stuff. But I think what the show was doing was that maybe they portrayed, like, maybe for people who haven't seen the game, who don't know nothing about the story, like new fans that don't know nothing about the show, like they're watching the Last of Us show as their first introduction to the story.
Yeah.
I think what they decided to do is, rather than having that, what you explained, which makes sense, and I do understand where you're coming from. I think what the show was trying to do was to have it start with him reading from the Bible, reading a verse to the people, and like they're all kind of like listening to him, and then you have the girl who's like, "When are you gonna bury my dad?" And he's like, "The floor's too frozen for us to dig." Blah blah blah. Then he has that conversation with Troy Baker, who we know is the guy that plays Joel in the video game. He plays a part in this show. And there's a conversation about how they're like, "Oh, we're running low on food, and we got to go out there and like hunt some more deer." Like, but blah, blah. Like it was kind of like humanizing that this is a community, some like fucking Woodbury from Walking Dead type shit, dude. Like, this is a community of people, and they're all starving, and they're trying to like get by, and they're like, "Oh, we're running out of food." Blah blah blah. I think maybe that was the show's way of trying to humanize them a bit and be like, "Oh shit, there's a whole community of people miles from where Joel and Ellie are held up at in that fucking house, in that basement, they're also trying to get through. So who knows? Maybe these guys are what's up, like what's going on." But then once he does the reveal of like, one of our guys got murdered by a crazy man, word has it that he was traveling with a little girl
Yeah.
That's when fans are like, oh fuck, this dude's bad news. Shit, like that was it. Maybe that's why. Excuse me. That's why the show started that way, showing them listening to the Bible verses, and then him talking to Troy Baker, right, about fuck man, we're running out of food, and we can just go hunting. It's like, bro, but it's winter, like there's not enough food out there. So like I think that was like the show's way of humanizing, not necessarily instilling trust. You're right on that, but like maybe humanizing the characters and being like, who knows what the fuck these guys are
you're
about.
right. You're right. I forgot about that. It opened up that way. Yeah, I could see that. It's just I thought like in that scene with when the infected attack. Not only that, bro. Like, dude, like, come on, Hob. You can't be defending it like too much, bro. We gotta get some infected in this bitch. You know what I mean?
I'm not defending.
Like, but like the other episodes, like, yo, bro, it's not about the infected. It's about the story and it's about the people. Like, yeah, sure, bro, but come on, you gotta feed us into some action and some infected, right? And right here, this could have been a perfect time. Like, it could have, like, sure, it couldn't be like the game, right, where a bunch of fucking infected or whatever. It could have been a few. No, right? Yeah. And just a few, we get to see infected. They're working together. And that whole scene about, oh, you, what the fuck? You have a gun? And he's like, yeah. Like that whole scene. That scene, I wish it was there because it shows that David is in control. And it shows how dangerous he is as a person. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it gives another glimpse of like, yo, like you can't really trust this guy. You know what I mean? So they could have done something like on that at least. You know what I mean? That's just what I thought. Mario, what do you think, bro? Because you haven't give your take on that.
No, even though I wish that I thought they were gonna do it from like I'm like, oh, it's the shed. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. I'm like, we gotta get infected here, right? Was I bummed? Yeah, because I just want to see some infected. Like me as a fan, I'm like, bro, I just want to see more infected, dude. I really do. But overall, the episode still it was still good, even though it didn't have that like the infected in there or anything like that. Yeah, I think it still gets the point across that who they're trying to make David out to be. I would say I do prefer it probably more in the game. Because of that zombie shit, you know what I mean.
Oh, so you're saying you prefer the game just because of the infected?
Because like what you said, like it makes Ellie trust him more. It makes me like, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm not creep. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Instead of instantly just having it, like, oh, he brought the medicine, I could instantly trust him. You know what I mean? In the game, there's more than one instance to trust Ellie to trust David.
Yeah, and it's just just more effective. That's it. More action.
Yeah, and that way, I don't know why they didn't do it, because you could like give fans what they want. Like, oh, he's not seen to bring an infected.
Yeah.
And I wonder why they didn't though. It's like, too much money, too much CGI, or the fuck. I don't fucking know.
Right. And I'm assuming in the last episode that we're gonna review, should we do the overall review, like rating on that episode as well? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Because like the show is good, right? I just think that there's some balance issues. Yeah. Okay. Like, you also have to balance out the action and the infected, right? And people, like what Javi was saying in the first early stages of Last of Us, oh, it's about the story, it's about whatever. To me, I think that's a bullshit excuse, because you could balance these things out, okay? And not only that, it's not just about the overall connection between Joel and Ellie and how dangerous people are. It also shows how the world in general is dangerous, whether it's people and infected. Right, that's the point. And to be honest with you, man, this world, this world, I'm gonna be straight up. This world, it seems you're dandy. The infected don't matter. Like, it's mostly the people you got to worry the fuck. You know what I mean? And to me, I'm like, that's not really The Last of Us. The Last of Us, dude, like infected was everywhere. Like, for example, with Bill, like I told you this. How you weren't there for that podcast. I said with Bill and Frank, they actually, I don't know if I have, but whatever. They lived happily ever after and all that stuff. And in the game, Bill has to constantly set up traps and constantly move and stuff because the dangers is that evil, right? So the dangers is that fucking scary, and you know what I mean? And I think that's what this show, they lost, bro. That's where they lost me. Is the believability that this world is even actually fucking dangerous, bro. You know what I mean? With the infected. Sure, there's a people, but like, come on, bro. Like, what about the infected? You know what I mean? Like the infected honestly, I'd rather see more screen time with the infected than fucking Kathleen, bro. You know what I mean? Truthfully, man. I didn't give a fuck about Kathleen, to be honest. I thought that was a waste. Like that was, like, if you wanted to add something, right? If you wanted to add something, I thought Kathleen was pointless. Like, you didn't need to add Kathleen. If you wanted, you could have added something else, right? Maybe a flashback of one of those stories where like with Joel and Tommy, right? Whereas like we still haven't gotten it. Remember we predicted, oh, what if we see like a flashback of like what we saw in the game? You know those things I've done for you, Tommy, whatever. We didn't. We could have done that if we cut the fuck out. If we cut the Bill and Frank episode in half and got rid of fucking Kathleen, maybe we could have got that. Because to be honest, man, Bill and Frank, that whole episode, the Left Behind, made me realize, yeah, we didn't need Bill and Frank. You know, we didn't even need that whole episode. You know what I mean? Like maybe like 30 minutes of it, but like Left Behind, I understand because it adds character development, adds character to Ellie, the main character. But with Bill and Frank, that was a whole episode kind of wasted when we could have got a flashback with Tommy and Joel. Like I don't know, like what do y'all think about that? Like y'all agree with me on that, or like you guys see it differently? Like what do you guys think?
I agree. I can see that. But I mean, up until now, until now, I've had no problems with the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I would have liked what you were saying and stuff like that. But I mean, I wouldn't consider it like flaws. I still think the show is fine. You don't
think the balance between the action infected and like how the world is not really portrayed as in the game.
Yeah.
You don't think that's a flaw?
For me, bro, it is strange that they're not including as much infected. But I don't know. I guess to me, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't treat it that big of a deal. I don't know. It's just for me, I'm more invested in that they do the story of the characters justice more so. Like they don't change too much or they don't make harsh decisions that like completely now changes the story of The Last of Us and it's no longer the one that I'm used to in the game,
right?
Kind of thing. I think I'm more focused that they don't fuck that up more than anything. You feel me?
It's just with Joel and Ellie, I think the relationship could have built. Because let's be real, man. Like that, I forgot what episode it was, man. When I think it was the one where Joel decides to take Ellie to the university, whatever, and we have that montage of them vibing and stuff. Sure, that's great, but like they all compile. If you notice, they all compiled that in one episode. And to me, if you added adding the infected also could make that bond. Just like in the game, right? When Joel's being like whatever, then Ellie helps you out, or Ellie's being grabbed, you help her out and stuff. It builds to me personally, it builds also of a bigger bond. And I feel like they could have sprinkled that here and there, well, close calls and like all these different things with them. You know what I mean? And they could have created, I don't know, just a much more of a bigger bond, I guess. And it could show that Ellie is taking care of herself, like she knows how to wield a knife. You know, maybe some bow kills or like some rifle kills. She's learning, so that prepares her for Last of Us. Last of Us Part 2, right? How she becomes, you know, because we haven't seen the traditional Ellie where like Ellie gets up behind of an infected or a hunter and starts, you know, we don't see any of that. So like it's kind of be once again another believability issue where in Part 2. Spoilers, like I said, guys. In the video game, she's a fucking murderous motherfucker because she did all these things with Joel, and Joel taught her. But we don't see that here.
We see the begin. Well, in the game, we see the beginning of it, technically.
Yeah, if anything, I think the first time we see her that way completely is right this episode.
Yeah,
where he fucks up that motherfucker, and to me, I'm like, okay, is this the flip? Is this where we're gonna see Ellie like do her like thing? This is like whatever. Because in Last of Us Part 2, she's badass. She does whatever, but. Right here, we haven't seen any of that, so it's kind of like, is that believable? Like, is that like?
If anything, this whole show, Joel has been the one. Technically, I mean,
right.
It has to obviously, but been carrying her. Really.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, have those instances where they help each other out.
Yeah, because in the game, that's true. She throws a brick at the bad guy. Oh, if you're fighting someone, she stabs a guy in the back, and now you're free. Now you can shoot the.
You know, or another opportunity they could have done is when Joel got stabbed. Remember in the game how like he fell off the balcony, he got impaled,
and then
Ellie's the one like guiding him and like shooting and stuff, and Joel's also he's like limping and stuff. He's also shooting and stuff, and that could have been a good moment as well to build a bond. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I'm dragging you out of here as we're fucking killing whatever we got to kill, and it's like I don't know, man. That's just me personally, man. I don't know if anyone else thinks that way. I mean, how have you said you don't really have a problem? Like that's fine. Mario, what do you think, bro? Like, do you think these are flaws, or do you agree with Hav, or like they're not really flaws?
No, I would have liked to see more instances taken from the game. I mean, they already done a pretty good job at adapting the game. I'm not gonna say they've done a terrible job. Yeah. They already did a good job, but like I feel like they could have added more from the game that just would have strengthened the story and would have strengthened the relationship between Joel and Ellie, and it would have strengthened the danger of this world. Like the world is already dangerous. Like don't get me wrong, it is a dangerous world, but like I feel like that the humans are more to be afraid of than the actual infected. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the time we got the infected, they were scary as fuck. You know what I mean? Raw, like when we got that,
they spent that much money for that shit, not to show them again.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like they spent their whole budget on that one scene of them all crawling out. They're like, well, you guys, it's badass, but like now we can't do it no more.
We spent $500,000 on this bloater suit. We not gonna see him again.
Yeah, bro. For real.
You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
Because really, we only really got them when they were leaving Boston, right there when they were all coming out, and then very instances like spread throughout the other episodes. Yeah, but no, man, I definitely agree with you. But I also agree with Jav, where like I don't think it doesn't damage. Like it's not, the show's not bad because of it. Like the show's still very good. Like this is still a very good adaptation of a video game in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
It's one of those things where I see both sides where like I agree with that, bro, but the show's still not bad.
No, I'm not saying like the episode or the show's bad because of these things.
It's a nitpick. That's why we're calling it a nitpick.
Yeah, right. It's just one of those things that it could have been better. Right. It could be better.
Yeah.
It's
like you know where you can improve, bro.
Exactly, right. And to be honest, and what I think about is like, is it because of time? Right? Is it because
we only have 9 episodes?
Yeah, like is it because,
or episode length?
No, is it because of HBO? Right? They said they weren't sure that this was gonna do well.
Well, hopefully in part 2 they.
That's what I'm saying. But like, let's say if Neil Druckmann or whatever, I wonder if they got more time and more of a budget, would they make it longer and actually not make it this way where it's like pretty kind of fast paced? Because let's be real, man, it's pretty fast paced.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
And so I'm wondering if it was HBO or like no. If Neil Druckmann was like, "Fuck nah, this is exactly how it's supposed to be," you know what I mean? That's what I wonder. I'm like, interesting. But yeah, we get to what's it called? Do we find the cannibals at this point, or where are we at?
Where you left off with David and Ellie talking, and then Troy Baker, the VA for Joel, comes in, brings the medicine to Ellie, and David builds that trust again by saying like, no, don't shoot her, give her the medicine and let her go.
And she runs off.
And then I believe they go back with the food, and then they're in this room of all like his people, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah. And they're all just sitting there, bro. And they're just, I think they all
right, yeah. They're in that dining hall thing.
Yeah, they all wait for him to like say some shit, and then they pray, and then they.
I guess you know what? I'll give them this. I guess another point where like they could be like, "Yo, this motherfucker crazy," is when he smacked that girl. Yeah, remember that part? Yeah. Like, because we found the people who killed blah blah blah, right? And then turns out it was one of the fathers of that little girl that was crying and stuff. Yeah. And then that girl was like,
kill him,
and then he's. Like goes up to her, just like all calm.
Takes off his glove and everything.
Yeah, right. All calm and shit, just smacks her, bro. For real. I'm like, damn.
Also, we cannot overlook the fact that these motherfuckers were eating.
Yeah.
And then he walked in with the deer.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And they never once were like, the fuck? What are we eating? Like everyone just thought they were eating deer and shit. So that's crazy. That's some shit that like
they don't know. Well, he said in the show that some of them know.
Right?
Some
no. Absolutely, I know that. That's not what I'm implying. I'm just saying like, if you've never played the game and you're just watching the show as like your first experience, I wonder if that was some shit that people caught up. Something that they caught. The fact that they're eating, and then he fucking busts in through the front door with a deer, and then they're all just kind of like,
probably not, bro. They probably just thought like, oh, it's more food.
Yeah.
But then again, in the beginning, they said, yo, we're starving.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like, how you starving, bitch? Look at everybody eating all this. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's true. That is true. I didn't notice that. And then, so, what?
After that?
Yeah, what happens after that?
After that, we cut back to Joel and Ellie is giving Joel the medicine.
Oh, right.
Where she's, like, putting the morphine or whatever it is.
I don't know what it was.
Antibiotic or some shit like that.
Yeah, something.
Some sort of antibiotic, and she puts it in a syringe, and she's like,
how the fuck
putting it in there.
And then, that's true. I don't know how to do that.
I mean, she just put that bitch.
She just put it right on the wound.
On the wound.
Yeah, right on the wound. I wonder if that's how you do it. I don't fucking know.
Right. But after that, she then notices that David and his group are coming after her. So she's like, Joel, if you can hear me, like, because he's like out of it or whatever. She gives him a knife, and he's like, if someone comes down here, you fucking kill him. But I'm gonna buy you some time. I'm gonna lead him away. She gets on the horse, and there's that whole chase scene.
Yes, and the horse gets rocked.
That's crazy, bro.
What'd you think of that, Mario?
Of the horse getting rocked?
I completely forgot that's how it goes down in the game.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
Get shot off the horse.
I mean, it's tough, but like they gotta set up part 2.
And guess what?
I saw behind the scenes how they do the horse.
Yeah,
it's like a
I saw that.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, how the fuck? It looks real, bro. I'm like, damn, how the fuck y'all do that? But anyways, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, I think Hector mentioned this when we were watching the show, because we had watched it together. But when they killed the fucking horse, you were like, hey man, there's some more food right there.
Low key, right? Yeah. Hey.
No, they eat it. They do eat it. Yeah. They drag it. They're like, you two pick up. David's like, you two get the horse and.
Hey man. It is what it is.
It's food, bro.
Hey, bro, even if it was a dog, bro. Mario, look at me. If it was a fucking dog, I'm taking that shit.
If it was
I know
Mario, actually, I'm going to ask you this.
Hey, if it was your dog, I'm dipping that shit in salsa verde. Fucks you talk?
Yo, Mario, serious question. Okay, for people who don't know, guys, Mario absolutely loves dogs, man. If he sees dogs getting killed, like he cried at the beginning of John Wick.
No, I didn't.
He wanted to. Anyways, like
also he has a dog.
Oh yeah, he has a dog.
And then should we tell them about that decision shit that we always fuck him around with him?
We mention? Alright, you could quickly mention it. Yeah.
Basically, we were just like we noticed how much Mario loves his dog and shit.
Yeah.
What was your dog's name again?
Gracie.
We're like, hey man, yo Mario. It was Hector, so you know how Hector talk, right? Hey, yo Mario, want some real shit, bro?
I would eat your dog.
Would you? No, not that
one, bro.
No, when he was like, hey man, would you kill your mom or your dog? Oh my god. Yo. And his answer was wild.
He was hesitating. He's like, fuck, bro. I'm like, what? I was freaking out. Like, Mario, what? I think I still have that old podcast or whatever. Remember that old recording?
Dude, it was live. I remember.
Yeah, we did that live. We're like, what? He's like, what the? I was like, what the fuck, Mario? He's like, bro, it's just like, it's tough, man, because, you know, like, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck, Mario? I'm like, I can't choose. He couldn't choose. I don't think you chose, right? Or did you actually choose at that moment?
Not in that moment.
I know I asked him another question. I said 100 puppies. Remember?
Yeah.
Or your mom.
Oh, yeah.
I said 100 puppies or your mom. And he said, I'll never forget this. He said, honestly, bro, it's because my mom's like old. So like, she lived a good life. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, are you serious? Like, bro, dude, it's 100 puppies, man.
That's your mom.
I'm like, damn, it's your mom. He's like, yeah, but like, she lived a good life. Like, what the fuck, Mario? Mario, okay, people are listening right now are probably like, what the fuck, dude? Explain yourself, Mario.
I love dogs, bro.
Has your answer changed since then?
I would probably pick my mom now. Yeah. Now think about it. It's just 100 random puppies. Will it suck? Yeah, it would.
But it's your mom, dude.
But yeah, I'm still not gonna feel good killing 100 puppies though.
Okay, but will you feel good killing your mom instead of the puppies?
Well, no. I would fucking feel shitty if I killed my mom.
That's what I'm saying. You have to weigh out like what's heavier, bro. I'm pretty. And if you're out here thinking about it,
the difference between me is that you would enjoy it.
What the fuck?
What is he on about?
So what?
Hector, see, look.
Hey, I put all the puppies in a stick kebab.
Yo, what the fuck?
I fucking hobby. I put them in a stick and make a pup kebab. And The Last of Us with my campfire outside, girl. Hey, I'm serious. Yo, Mario, I'm not gonna lie, man. If I see a dead dog, man, I'm out in The Last of Us. Hey,
you would eat that shit?
Yeah, I got to.
A random dead dog.
But like,
well, maybe not.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh, that's not safe.
Okay, well, I kill a random dog. Okay. Remember Last of Us Part 2?
It's like,
remember Last of Us Part 2? You kill a dog.
Yeah.
After I kill it, okay, boom.
Well, then that way it's fine. I mean, you still gotta check though. You never know. These motherfucking dogs be crazy.
Yeah, right. Like bacteria.
That's what I'm saying.
But either way,
I'm not even talking like infected. You don't know what the fuck these motherfucking dogs be doing.
But yeah, but like I'm just, hey man, I'm just saying, gotta do what you gotta do, bro, to survive, right? So, anyways, okay, so guys, this happened and we had this convo what 2020 or something.
Something like
2019, 2020. So hey, thankfully Mario changed his mind. Now he's choosing his mom. Good for you. Can we get a round of applause for Mario?
I still love dogs though.
round of applause for Mario, man. Thank God, like I guess he's normal now.
Normal.
You know, because I don't know, like who would do that? Okay, right? Whatever, dude. We're gonna get past that. But fuck. What was I gonna say, man? What was I just talking about?
we
talking about how
we left off with the horse.
The horse
Got shot.
Right. So this led to my question. Mario says, you love dogs and stuff like that, animals. Shit. What did you think of the horse dying, bro? Did it hurt? Did you feel? No,
not really.
Oh wow, ruthless. So okay. So
it sucks.
So it doesn't matter. Like so, any other animal, it's fair game. But if it's a dog, you're like, nah, bro, it's a raps.
I just love dogs, bro. I still feel bummed that the horse. I was like, fuck.
Would you pull a John Wick?
What?
Let's say intruders came into your house and killed your dog, bro.
I would be pissed. Yeah, I would be mad.
No,
I wouldn't kill the motherfucker, but I'm pressing charges.
I'm pressing charges.
That's what you gotta do. I can't kill the guy who killed my dog.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Well, it's true. Like real life, you can't.
Gracie gonna look down on you from heaven. You a bitch, bro. Like, how you not gonna avenge me, bro? How?
Well, like I would go to jail. The fuck?
That's if you get caught.
All right, then I'll hit you.
You think John Wick gets caught, bro?
Yeah, you think
That's
John Wick gets caught?
What?
I said you think John Wick gets caught.
Oh, I thought you said you think John Wick is hot. I was like, what?
That's what you think. But yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, so eventually Ellie gets kidnapped, man.
Yeah.
She gets kidnapped. We do we immediately go back to his place, or do we cut back with Joel after that? After she gets kidnapped, remember?
I think we go back to him.
To Joel, right?
Yeah, he hears the person coming down the stairs, so he gets up and hides and kills him.
Yeah, that shit was cool.
I like that.
And then we eventually let's talk about that scene, Hav. I want you to take it away, man.
Which one?
You know what scene?
Oh, you're talking
with
about
Joel.
The,
yeah.
Oh.
The gay scene.
What'd you say?
What?
What'd he say?
Said the gay scene.
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Bro, that motherfucker. Hey, that motherfucker Luis unsubscribed, bro.
Oh, shout out Luis. Shout out Luis.
Hey, Luis,
we're sorry.
Hey, is that gonna be like an inside joke? Like, hey, like we're 500 podcasts in. Whenever we say some sus shit, hey man, fuck Luis.
Hey man, Luis is gone,
bro. Hey, Luis is gone, man. Fuck.
That motherfucker went back to giving eviction notices in silence.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out, man. I'm out of here.
You know what? Fuck this shit, man. I'm quitting my job, bro. Fuck this shit.
He got distracted by he got distracted by the podcast. He drove 2 states away.
Yeah.
He woke up. Oh shit, where the fuck?
I'm in Nebraska.
Anyways,
oh shit, that's funny.
Okay, for people listening to this, okay. Luis is a supporter that messaged us saying that he's a mailman and he listens to our stuff and he really fucks with us. So that's who he is. He's just a supporter, and we shouted him out in our 65 movie review.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, for you guys listening to this, yeah, go check that out. But but yeah, man, shout out to him, man. Okay, so now we get this scene that I'm sure all of us were hoping that would happen, right? Because in episode, I forgot, it was the episode where we finally find Tommy, where they tease it in the beginning. Remember when he is in there with the
that married couple?
Yeah, with that married couple, and he does. We get a tease of that, and Mario and I thought, oh, like they're not actually gonna do it, right? That's what I thought. And at least, yeah. And we finally got it. And I want you to, just take it away on this one.
I mean, honestly, bro, like, I could understand for time restraints that there would be some things in the game that you would want to cut out and like not show or whatever for the sake of time. But if there was one thing that I did that I wanted them to keep in the game, there's a few that I can think of. But one of them was most absolutely the torture scene. Yeah. With Joel when he has those 2 captives, because he needs those 2 guys to tell him where they took Ellie and where he can go find her. Now, 10 years ago, when I first played the video game and I'm experiencing The Last of Us for the first time, that scene came to me as a shock.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Because this story is a heavy story. You feel me? Like, the first big thing that shocked me in the game was watching Joel's daughter die in his arms, which was crazy. The next shocking thing for me was Henry killing himself after killing his brother. So I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And then the next shit that fucked me up was the torture scene.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I liked is that the torture scene in the game happens almost identical the way it happens in the show. So I'm glad that they kept it the same and the same as like in concept. There's slight changes, obviously, to like maybe different dialogue, but down to its core, it's the same thing. Where basically Joel, and keep in mind this motherfucker injured, bro. He's still healing, and he's limping and shit. He's not even in his full strength. This motherfucker is able to take down these two motherfuckers.
Yeah,
and he drags them into
and the first guy that he killed with that knife, remember?
Yeah,
that first guy that came down, he managed to do that. Yeah, while he was injured and stuff.
Yeah. So he gets these two guys and ties them up and shit, and he starts torturing one of them, dude. Where he's like, it's like, where's the girl? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he drives that fucking knife into his knee, dude.
Yeah, man.
When I first saw that, I was like, God damn,
just
bro,
imagine
what
that
the
shit,
fuck?
Man.
And the shit that really got me, like, I actually remember when I was first playing the game, it made me cringe. Like, I had to look away from the screen.
Yeah.
Was when the guy was like, okay, yeah, the girl's alive, and he goes, where? And then he grabs the knife and turns.
Yeah, bro, he's about to pop his knee off.
I was like, oh shit, fuck, dude, fuck him up. Like that whole scene, I was tense the whole time, just like, oh shit. And then he's like pointing in the map, and it better be the same fucking spot that your buddy points to. That shit was cool because like
I never thought of that, man.
Dude, that's it. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like technically, like what if he gives them a false location? That's facts. Like it should be the same place that what I mean. Like, but then again, another thing is like, I just thought of this. What if the first guy marks the map and it is a red herring? But you see, the map's already marked though. All right, let's see if your buddy points the same place. And he points at it, and the guy just goes. The guy just plays along with it. Yeah, man, it's there.
Or maybe he just. That's true. I never, because even in the game is like that too, with the blood and stuff. That's actually true, Hav. I've never thought about that. You're absolutely right. Damn.
I overlooked that. Maybe that's why.
Oh,
they were torturing him.
No, and maybe that's why Joel doesn't ask the guy.
No, he doesn't.
Right? He's like, I'm not telling you shit. Nah, I believe him. Maybe that's why, because he already knows where it's marked. He's gonna see it and mark it too. Maybe that's why he didn't ask.
Yeah, probably too. But also but like deep down though, Joel really needed the real location, which is why the torture comes into play.
Right.
Where he stabs him in the knee and like, bro, that's a long knife.
Yeah,
that shit went in, bro. Like, oh fuck, and then he turns it. He's about to.
It's probably like 7 inches or something, bro.
It's about to pop his fucking kneecap off and shit. Like, I get why the torture had to be in it and stuff, and it goes down the same way as the show, is down to the dialogue as well.
I'm glad they did that.
Only in the game, obviously, the first guy he kills, he cracks his neck, breaks his neck. In the game, he just stabs him in the chest. But he kills the second guy, right? Like, oh, I believe him. It's a metal pipe to the face and just fucks him up. So I was glad that they kept that in the show, because they were cool. there were things that needed to happen in the show that can't be left out for the sake of shock factor.
Yeah,
I felt like Joel's daughter dying and Henry killing himself were obvious ones, but the torture scene was the one where I was like, oh man, they might not include it for like time restraints maybe. But I'm glad they did, and I thought that the scene was done well.
Yeah, that scene was 10 out of 10, bro.
Yeah,
I actually like that scene a lot, man. I'm glad they put that in there. Out of everything that they take out and stuff, I'm glad that they did that one great. And then after that, we get a jump cut to Ellie. Ellie's now in this cage. We get David again, and in this part, I think I'm trying to remember, man, from the game. But for some reason, I mean, you played it recently, so like you could correct me. It feels like that David in here seems more like creepy and predator, like
more pedophilic.
Yeah, in the show than the game. You know what I mean?
So
what can you like? Because I haven't played so long, bro. And you played it recently. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah,
did you catch that? Or?
So back in September, some people may know is that Naughty Dog released a remake of Last of Us Part 1. Basically, it's the same identical fucking game, cinematics, character models, and everything. It's just that now the graphics were improved for PS5. The thing is, bro, in the game, the only difference between David and the game and the show was the religious factor. You feel me? But like in the game, when he's talking to Ellie in the cage and being like, "I need a leader, I need a partner," and that whole thing where like they start touching the hands and all that bullshit, you're getting that creeper vibes. Like that all goes down the same way in the game.
Interesting. Okay.
It goes down the exact, and it's just as fucking creepy, dude. It's just
I thought that in this one, it just seemed like he was like you could tell like what the fuck he wanted, because low key in the game when I played it. I think I only played it twice, bro. Like the first time, like, when we're the same age, and then the second time I played it when I got my first PS4, and I played the remastered, and that was like back in like 2015 or something. So from what I remember, I got vibes like, yo, like this man a pedophile, like this dude acting like a weirdo, but I wasn't sure. Okay, I wasn't so sure. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not sure. Like, what the fuck? And like even at the ending, we're like. That whole scene, I'm like, yo, was he trying to, like, it's kind of, I just wasn't sure. But in the show, it confirms it. And I saw a post where they talked about and said that, in the game, whatever they hinted, they confirmed it in the show. Because in the show, they showed more. And we'll get to that. And, so yeah, okay, they have that discussion. He's acting like a motherfucking predator, all weird and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get that scene where Ellie breaks his finger, and that's where we get that scene. Oh, Ellie, tell them that Ellie's the one who broke your fucking finger. Which from what I remember, in the show, it seemed like she had more like energy to that. Right? In the game, I feel like she just said it. Oh, like all pretty calm. But here, she like was screaming against the fucking. Yeah. Was that different?
Yeah, I mean, some sort of energy. I guess it's just like the fact that she shouted it and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm like I don't remember her doing that in the game, but actually I did appreciate it though. I did appreciate the
intensity.
Yeah, right. And then the classic line with David, "Would you say tiny pieces?" I'm like, dang, bro, that shit. That's creepy. Oh yeah, because I forgot to mention, because Ellie realized, like, she looks at the cage and she sees an ear.
Oh yeah.
She sees an ear, and that's where and then the guy, obviously, like, that's chopping or whatever. He looks, and that's when he goes get David, and that's when they have that dialogue. I forgot to mention that, and that's like the first, I guess, real glimpse to the audience. Yo.
Yeah. In the show, she just sees the ear.
Right.
And then, but she sees it right as David's about to give her the food. Yeah, in the game, she sees the fucker. She sees that dude chop the arm off.
Speaking of that too, when because obviously Ellie realizes that, right? Oh, there's an ear there. Like, she immediately picks up, "You eat people" type shit, right? In here, they offer her food, right? And she kicks it away. She's like, "I'm not eating that." But I remember in the game, she eats it.
I think you're right.
Do you remember that? She's like, "No, what the fuck? I'm not eat that." And then he's like, "It's deer, I promise. Like what I bought or whatever. I mean, what we caught or whatever. I promise." And then she's like, "You fucking pig." And then she starts eating it. Do you remember that?
I think you're right. That sound familiar.
Bro, no way. So I'm like, damn, low key, like, I kind of agree with the show Ellie. Because she's like, fuck that. I'm not taking any chances. I don't care if you tell me if it's deer. Fuck no. She kicks it away. But in the game, she dead ass eats it. Are you guys looking it up right now? Yeah. Mario's looking it up. Unless I'm wrong, man, because that's from what I remember. I'm like, dude, I could have swore she asks and then she trusts him. Like, no, trust me, it's just blah blah blah, and she eats it. Could it be that they built more trust, like from what I mentioned before in the game, how like they protected each other, and how like he didn't really want to kill her, and how he's like, oh, like we could do this together. Like maybe she's like, you know what, I trust him. Like he says if it's not deer, it's not deer. Fuck it. But in the show, Ellie was like, fuck nah. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I thought of. I'm like, damn, bro. In the game, I ain't taking chances.
No, fuck
bro.
no.
And what's with post-apocalyptic like zombie shit? People can become cannibals. Like I get it, right? Oh, survival. You got to do what you got to do. But like it's like I would like honestly, I'd rather die, bro, than eat somebody else. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's one. I could eat puppies, put puppies in a stick, kebab.
Hey yo,
I could do that, right? Cats, whatever the fuck. Mice, whatever the fuck. But people, bro, that's where I'm at. I'm like, yo, it's a wraps, right? I'm done. Because it reminds me of The Walking Dead, the game. Telltale's Walking Dead, where with the cannibals. Do you remember?
I remember.
The video game, the Telltale's Walking Dead?
Was that in the first season?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because Because I know you're not that far.
No.
And I was like, I didn't want to. I was like,
no, it's the first season. It's the with Lee when they find that ranch.
farmhouse.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
And dude, that whole just a quick sidetrack. That whole scene and they were like finding out they're cannibals and like character with the leg is like, oh, that shit was crazy.
What's it called?
Fucking love it.
Did you react in time?
What happened?
Did you react in time?
She does eat
which
it.
scene was it?
It was a scene where like he busts in through the dinner.
And you stop him to eat or whatever.
And then Clementine's about to take a
I
bite,
stopped
and there were like 4 options.
Yes.
And like if you weren't fast enough, one of them was to stay quiet. I was like, what the fuck? And the other 3 was like just exclamations. But but the timer was fast.
Yeah, I remember.
So if you didn't say some shit, she was gonna eat it.
I stopped it in time. Yeah, I did.
No, I look. Ellie eats it
She eats it. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the
in the video game.
Dang, Ellie B. She said, did she say you fucking pig or something?
I was.
Oh, whatever. But she eats it, right? She like talks to them and then she's like, fuck it. Hey, man.
And after she
Ellie.
sees the guy
Evil
chopping
world.
up the buddy's body. So yeah.
Yeah, right. After she sees the bodies chopped. Yep. Hey, she wowed. What did she said? What did she kind of knew? She's like, I'm just hungry as fuck.
Fuck.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It does bring the question though. Do humans taste like chicken?
Hey yo, you want to find out?
What the fuck? Hey yo, who said? Yeah,
Damn,
man.
Hector. So in an apocalypse, bro, you would eat somebody? That's
Would you?
tough. Hey man, it's a rash for you, nigga.
He's a bitch.
No,
He's a rap.
Nah, realistically, we would both gang up on Mario.
What?
Hey man, it is what it is.
It is what it is. An evil world out there.
He don't like. I feel like when if we are stranded or whatever survival tactics, I'm be like, yo, there's a rabbit. I'm gonna go kill it. Mars would be like, no,
What?
don't kill the rabbit. Like, bro, we're hungry. Nah, fuck nah.
Hell no.
Hey, but if it was the,
I feel like Mario would be a liability, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, Mario, here, take this, like, skin this. He'd be like, I ain't touching that. I don't know why I
do it, bro.
I don't know why I
I'm
get
gonna be
vibes
disgusting.
from Mario that way, man.
hey, but you know
Hell
what
no.
though? Are the 3 of us there?
Uh-huh.
Are we in the island?
Sure,
All right, then we'll take votes, and he loses.
What?
Who votes we kill the rabbit?
that's facts, right?
See what I mean?
That's facts.
Hey,
Who
man, go
wants
stick-
to kill
go
the rabbit?
Yeah,
Go stick to your coconuts, bro. Motherfucker trying to climb a tree.
for real, for real, right? I mean, he could. He's tall, man. But yeah, okay. So she kicks the food away, and like, okay, now we get that scene where
They come back.
They come back. They
And they
put her
kinda-
on the chopping block, and then they're about to fucking kill her, but they're about to chop her up right there, bro, alive, dude. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
And she spits out, "I'm infected," like in the game. And he's like, "What? No, you ain't." Puts the meat cleaver down on the chopping block type shit, and fucking like looks at the infected, and you can see David's like, "No way," type stuff. And then, man, this is the part, man. She takes a cleaver and fucking
She a bitch for this, but
Fucks up Joel.
yeah, she kills Joel, man. She kills Joel. For people listening, the actor,
The dude who played him in
the
the
voice
game.
actor.
Yeah.
The voice
Not
actor.
actually Joel.
yeah, they're like, what are we listening to? Listening to some bullshit.
Part 2 spoilers.
You know what's funny? You know, I saw one of those posts. I don't know. It's from one of those. I think it's from Comic Book, like that company where they do media news and stuff. They posted cover art. They're like, "Yo, are you guys hyped for the last episode of The Last of Us?" And the art was Joel and Ellie, but like half of their face was like infected. And so in the comments, because it was just art. You know,
Oh, people thought it was spoilers.
yes, people in the comments were like, "What the fuck? Why are they infected? Like, don't tell me that's gonna happen at the end of the episode. Like, y'all just like people were pissed. Like, you just spoiled. You just did this." And then people were like, "No, this is just art. They don't get infected in the game. Like, what the fuck?" And like, Ellie's immune. So like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But I thought it was funny, man. So I want to, for The Last of Us Part 2, man, I want to see the broad audience's reaction, dude. If they keep it the same as the game, I want to see what they think, man. I want to see, like, you know, because the game itself is very controversial, man. You know what I mean? Either you fucking like it or you fucking don't, dude.
Man,
It is like, you know what I mean? But anyways, going back to yeah, she ends up killing the side man, ends up running away, and immediately from right there, right from the jump, boom, we get thrown into that
Boss fight.
boss fight from the game. And because in the game she ends up going outside, and she's outside, remember, and all that stuff. But yeah, so we immediately get into the boss fight, and it's really not much of a boss fight. Like, there's no, like, I mean, I get it, you know, it's a fucking show.
Yeah.
She hides here and there, and This is one thing I thought was pretty funny, is that Ellie basically lights the place on fire with the curtains, and motherfucker just looks at it and doesn't do shit. He just looks at it, he's like, all right. He just, Ellie, where you at? He's like, motherfucker, don't you see your fire? You know what I mean?
For real.
That's just one thing that I noticed, is like, okay, what? I thought that was kind of funny. And then while this is happening, Joel is already on his way. Mm-hmm. You know, Joel's already on his way to that location.
Walking through the fucking cold and shit, bro.
Walking to the blizzard and stuff. So he's
and then he fucking stumbles inside that one fucking like place, dude.
Yes, bro.
And he finds those fucking headless dead bodies hanging upside down.
Hey man, thank God for HBO. Because Disney and everything else will not show that shit.
Hell no. Hey, and that's how it goes down in the game too.
Oh really?
Yeah, when you're playing the game, because what happens is like in the video game, bro, like you know how in the show it kept jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, Ellie in the cage, and then back to Joel when he was torturing the people, and then it was back to her in the cage, and then it was Joel walking through the blizzard, and then back to Ellie, and then the boss fight. In the game, it does the same thing, but obviously now you're playing.
Yeah.
As Joel and Ellie, like you're playing the parts. So when you in one of those times you jump back to Joel, he's walking through the blizzard. What the fuck? And he goes inside this one house, and it's dark as fuck. And he's like, what the and then he turns on the flashlight. What the fuck? And it's those dead bodies. But in the show, there was like 3.
Oh, okay.
All the way in the back. He walks in, and he's like, what the? And he turns it on. There's like dozens. And the whole room's full of them.
Damn, I don't remember that from the game.
Either.
Yeah, dude. And he's like, what the fuck?
Wow.
He's like, what is going... Like, he's confused. He's like, this is... And it's funny. It's fucked, bro, because it's like... You know, I've always said this. Joel has been in this fucking apocalypse shit for 20 years now. You would think this motherfucker has seen it all. So, like, the fact that he had that shocked look on his face when he saw Henry kill himself was surprising, because I'm like, damn, bro. For someone who's been in the apocalypse for 20 years and has seen and done things, that surprisingly phased him.
Maybe because he's never seen a person do it like in front of him. Because
Probably.
usually in the apocalypse, usually find people dead with a no and like the gun on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like maybe he just hasn't seen someone do it legit in front of him, or maybe he did feel like some type of connection with him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't know that about the game.
For me, it's interesting every time I see Joel get phased by something. So like again, when he goes into that room and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm just like, damn, like this shit is news to fucking Joel, man. He doesn't know what the fuck going on. But yeah, it goes down the same way,
bro.
And then and then what ends up happening is that it jumps back to Ellie in the game, and in the game, Ellie, like, you know, the whole fucking place is on fire and she's dodging David, blah, blah, blah. And then it cuts back to Joel, and Joel's walking through the blizzard, and he's walking alongside a building. And then he cuts around the corner, and Joel's like, what the? And the fucking building's on fire where Ellie and David are in. Yeah. And he starts running in, and then cuts back to Ellie, and that's when you see the whole thing that happens.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to get to that. Another thing that I wish that they did, like just homage, is remember in the show when, she's hiding, right? Sure, that's the boss fight in the game. But what if when she was hiding, there was a broken plate? And like she stepped on it, like she's trying to move. And then in the show, David hears it. Just one time. David hears it. And then that's what causes her to get caught. Like just the homage to the game, right? Because remember, you got to dodge those plates and shit. Yeah.
Replaying the game, the remake, bro. I think I told you, right? I was like, I was filled with anxiety. Yeah. Just being like, because like.
It's a good fight.
Because like, you're just trying to avoid him, and then you just hear
Step
the plate. And this motherfucker like hears it and comes running. He doesn't like, what the, he doesn't walk.
Yeah, he runs to
your direction. He runs. So I'm like, fuck, and I'm just running and shit like, this dude's a bitch.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, man.
So as she's hiding, obviously, David ends up finding her and does the thing in the game where he gets on top of her and starts, and this is where like he got more creepy in the show. It
was kind of weird, bro.
Yeah, man.
I told you you say it, and then I'll tell you how it's a little different in the game.
Okay. So in the show, I believe, he's on top of her, and I know what he does, but I forgot the words that he says. Do you remember?
He just said something along the lines of something.
Oh, this is my favorite part, or something.
It's like
I like when they scream. I like
when they fight back.
Yes, like, he says that. Like, what the fuck? And then you see a glimpse before Ellie reaches for the meat cleaver, because it's a meat cleaver in the game is a machete.
Yeah.
Before she reaches it, we see David like actually like put his hand towards his waist area, and it seems like he's about to unbuckle like his pants.
Yeah.
And that's when Ellie fucking boom gets his ass and starts going crazy.
And I told Hector that from my recollection, if I remember correctly, in the video game, he doesn't do that. Mm-hmm. That's why, for me, I never got the implication that David was trying to rape her. Mm-hmm. I thought he was just going to like kill her, choke her out, or something. But here, of course, like you said, you were like, like maybe, but like you said in the show, they confirmed it.
Yes.
And
so
this is gonna sound really messed up.
Okay.
But I kind of prefer this version because it just adds on to the evilness that David has. Mm-hmm. Kind of shows off that this motherfucker was about to rape a 14-year-old girl.
Right.
While the fucking place is on fire. What the fuck? So it kind of just adds the evilness to him that makes his death all the more satisfying, I feel.
In the game, the reason there's another thing that I was painting towards it, because like once again in the cage area, how he was talking to her and stuff like that, that's where I was like, yo, what the fuck? And obviously end where like he was saying and I'm believing the game when they were fighting, he's like, oh, you can even beg, or like something like that. He says some creepy stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, even though we don't get to see in the show where like he's doing the unbuckling or whatever, we still get I still got that sense, yo, is about to get her. And not only that, I forgot to mention in that interrogation scene in the game, from what if I can remember, Mario, I don't know if you want to look it up or not, it doesn't matter, whatever. Or people listening, you guys could correct me in the YouTube comments or whatever. I believe in the game, this is where like made me like, whoa, what the fuck? Is when Joel was torturing the guy, he's like, where's the girl? He's like, where is she? Whatever. The guy responds with, she's David's newest pet or something. Yeah. And I'm like, when I first heard that in the game, I'm like, what the fuck? And then obviously the cage scene and then the end, I was like, dude, this dude's a pedo, man. That's what I thought. I was like, this dude got to be a pedo. But in the show, like you said, it just confirmed it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, dude, thank God, because I'm like, this dude's fucking creepy. And you know what's fucked? This is fucked, right? Is that they confirmed that he's a pedo, right? But in the show, they made it to where he's like a religious motherfucker.
Preacher gone pedo.
Yeah, type shit. The typical stereotype.
That's right.
That's what I noticed, bro. I'm like, oh shit.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, hey man, whatever. But yeah, so then after that fucking like disturbing, like, oh, like what the fuck? Ellie starts going crazy, bro. Starts boom, chopping him up and stuff. And she has blood on her face. The whole thing's burning down. And after that, she walks outside, you know, and that's when, as soon as she walks out the building in the snow, that's where Joel is coming in, and Joel grabs her, and she's like, get off of me. And she's like, it's me. I got you. Yeah, I got you, baby girl. It's me, you know. And then I don't think she says it in the show, but I'm going to mention it back in the game. Once I get back to the game, she's like, oh, like, they start hugging each other and stuff. In the game, it went down a bit differently, and I prefer how it went down in the game. Mm-hmm. Is in the game, when Ellie starts going crazy on him with the machete, she doesn't get up and like walk out the building. She's still there, and Joel ends up stopping her. Joel ends up entering the fiery building, ends up grabbing her and stopping her, and she's like, no, get off me. And that's when he does like, oh, it's me. He's like, I got you, baby girl. And then before Ellie grabs him, this is where another hint where I was like, yo, this dude's a fucking pedo. That's what I thought in the game, was when she said, he was, you know. And then Joe's like, I know, I got you, baby girl, right? I got just chills saying that, bro. Fuck.
Man, just wait till you play the remake, bro.
Yeah, right. I gotta play the remake.
Just wait till you play it. It's on PC now.
Oh, did I?
It just came out on PC.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The remake.
Okay. So in that part, in that part, Mario's about to look it up. He's a PC motherfucker. I mean, he has a PS5 too, but whatever. So that moment, that's in the game, Hav, when she said that, that's where I was like, I put all those pieces together, and I'm like, I think this dude was a pedo, bro, and he was about to do shit with her.
Nah, for me, bro,
but that's what I thought.
When I played it, for me, it confirmed it basically, bro.
Oh wow.
When Ellie said he was trying to, I was like, yeah, okay. Even she knew. Okay, he's a fucking.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah, sure, he's a pedo, but like I said. They said it like hinted. Like right here, we confirm it because we see it and it's more out there. But I guess it was hinted in the game. And yeah, and that scene, I just personally liked, bro, the game better. I liked that Joel was able to see.
March 28th for PC. So
it's coming out this month.
Oh, I thought it already did.
Oh,
yeah, I can't play.
So I preferred the game because Joel sees what Ellie is doing.
Yeah.
And she doesn't stop on her own. And that just also portrays how like fucking serious and badass Ellie could be. Is like she's not stopping. She's just boom, boom, boom. And Joel's the one that ends up stopping her. Mm-hmm. You know, and is right there immediately comforting her. But in the show, it's not like that. She ends up stopping. She ends up going out. And do you remember in the show if she says that? Like, oh, he tried to, like he did.
She stutters.
Did she say that? Oh, okay. I forget.
She tries to.
Oh,
but
okay.
like she just like she stutters when she says.
Oh, okay. I guess I missed that. And then that's when like Joel's comforting her outside. I don't know. What did you guys think about that? Did you guys?
I when I was watching it, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like that she walked out. I rather her like in the game.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that. What happened was fine. It's still good.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that like Ellie just never stops. She keeps going and going, and it's still brutal in the. I mean, in a way, it's
bro.
It's more.
She double-handed.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
For real.
It's brutal. But I like that she doesn't stop, and then Joel's the one that saves her from like, hey, like. We stop going psycho on. Like I get it. I understand why. And the motherfucker deserves it. Don't get me wrong.
That's true. Joel sees it. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then not only that, when
she
she says,
Ellie, I even know.
and then when she says, he tried to. Joel can immediately pick up on it. He's like, "Oh, I know why. Like I know why she's doing this. Like what the fuck?" And like I'm here. But in the show, it's kind of like she comes out all bloodied, and Joel doesn't know what the fuck happened. She doesn't. He doesn't see the true violent that Ellie can do, right?
Or what she just did.
Yeah, or what she did. You know what I mean? He just sees her outside with blood on her face,
outside a burnt building.
You know what I mean? So like, I guess that's just one change that I personally like. It's still good, right?
Yeah.
I just personally like the game how they did.
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Me too.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask you. So and that's pretty much this episode. This episode, like I said, besides the nitpicks that I mentioned earlier before, this was a good episode, man.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this one a lot more than Left Behind.
Yeah, I did too.
So, I mean, we covered everything, unless there's some things you guys want to mention.
No,
man.
Mario, we're going to start with you, bro. Final thoughts and your final verdict.
Overall, I think this was a good episode. Only thing I think I got nitpicks. Like I think Hector's probably gonna say it too, but I won't dive deep into it. Obviously.
Well, whatever you say, I won't repeat myself. I'll just say I agree.
I was gonna say like I wish during that little like cabin scene when you first meet David, I did wish we did have infected because I do want to like at first like I didn't bother me that we weren't seeing infected in the beginning. I was like, bro, we have 9 episodes. Calm down, Hector. We're gonna see them, dude. But now we're here episode 8. I'm just like, okay, bro. We gotta see him next episode. We gotta see infected, bro.
We gotta see Joel kill motherfuckers.
Yeah,
man. A bunch of them. What if it's just like 3?
They probably will.
No. Okay.
They probably will.
Here's the thing.
Okay, before you get into it, Hav, I know you want to say. I know you want to say it, Hav.
No,
let him finish.
I was just gonna say let's not say nothing because people who don't know the game.
But we're spoiler talk.
No, I'm talking about aren't you talking about for the next episode?
Yes.
I'm saying like we shouldn't say because we know what's gonna happen in the next episode because we played the game. I'm saying for people who don't know the story.
Well, I mean, in the beginning we did say we were talking spoilers of the game, and even Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, okay, so then they did it to themselves.
Basically.
Okay. I mean, we warned them. Even in the title, it says spoilers.
All right,
yeah, wait, did I say that in the beginning?
Yeah, you did.
The game and the Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
Okay, well, either way, guys, if you made it this far. We are going to talk spoilers of the end of the video game The Last of Us and potentially Part 2 and whatever. So you guys have been warned right now again.
Which will most likely also be spoilers for episode 9 next week.
Or definitely. Tomorrow.
Yes,
definitely. So, yeah, guys. So if you guys are still listening right now, if you guys do not want to know what happens in the game, leave right now. We're going to give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, you're gone. Okay. Before we get into it, Hav, I know Hav wants to say a lot, so I'm gonna let him.
I'll wrap it up. I do want to see more infected because now that is becoming a nitpick for me. Yeah, I do want to see them. But overall, it's still good.
I just love zombies, man.
I know what you mean.
I just want to see it.
But I think it's a good episode, man. I think it's a 9 out of 10 episode.
All right,
that's crazy. I was gonna say the same thing, man. I think that they did this episode justice. I think because the thing about it is that the story in The Last of Us, bro, in the video game, winter is easily probably the most pivotal part of the game because it is the the season in which more things happen, and it's also a big character story with Ellie and what she had to overface with the cannibals and with David, her almost getting raped and all this fucking shit, right? And if you remember in the video game, after winter, it goes into spring, and Joel, they're trying to go and find the Fireflies at Salt Lake City. Yeah. And Ellie's very distant. She's kind of giving one-word answers. She's like not really all there. Like, hey, Ellie, this and that. And she's just kind of quiet. Ellie, did you say something? Like, she's very distant. So because of that, winter was such a pivotal part in the story that I was like, dude, I hope the show does it justice. I hope they capture the overall just seriousness that the of the story, the arc that they did in the show or in the game. I mean, and I think that the show did it right, and I think they did do everything right, regardless of nitpicks like, oh, I wanted infected and this and that. I feel like everything else, they got it down to the T. They did it right. They did it. My eyes, they perfectly just adapted the winter storyline with the cannibals and Ellie's character development and all that perfectly. And fuck, bro, I think I might give this episode a 10.
Dang, 10 out of 10, bro.
This episode, yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think the only other episode I gave a 10 out of 10 was the first episode, the first ever one, the pilot, and the Bill and Frank episode. But all the other episodes in between, great episodes.
They're like 9/8.
Right, great episodes, but those are the only two, and now this one I'd probably give a 10.
Damn, 10 out of 10 from Hop.
That's just me. So, all right, what do you think?
And then after mine, you could go ahead and say what you want to say about the next episode. Remember?
So I forget. What was it?
Because I said, what if he only kills 3? And you said, bro, and then you're about to go on a rant.
Oh, but you're talking. Okay, so you're talking about the Firefly Hospital.
Yes, and you're about to go on a rant. I stopped you. So let me say my rating first.
I wasn't actually gonna rant.
Oh,
I was gonna be like, wait, hold on. I was like, hold on, let me say this. What I was gonna say was, should we talk about that? Because that might be potential spoilers.
Bruh, so we just kicked out people. People listening, they're like, we already kicked out people, man. Like, whatever.
Luis is gone, bro. Man, fuck.
Luis is gone.
Fuck. But you said no. We gave a warning, and that's why I said, okay, so they did it to themselves.
Oh, so you weren't gonna mention anything? Your opinion? Let me get to my shit. Okay, let me get my shit. We'll get back to you. I agree with you, Mario. What you guys said. Obviously, I know I have my nitpicks and stuff. I'm gonna give this a 9 as well. It was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. 9 out of 10. So 9, Javi 10. I'm a 9. I'm not a 9, but you know what I mean, or maybe I am.
Hey yo,
Shut up. You know what I mean?
Hey yo.
All right, so back to. I knew Mario was gonna laugh on that. That's why I said it. That's why I said it. So back to Hav. Okay, back to Hav. Okay, what are you worried about? Okay, in the last episode, what do they have to get right, and what are you worried about that will not be?
I don't know
right?
if you remember. I don't know if you guys stay till the end of the credits every episode.
I do.
No?
You do?
I do. I always watch the behind the scenes shit, but they always give you the glimpse of like on the next episode of, and then
The Last of Us.
Right. Obviously, not only are we like the next episode we're gonna get the ending, but we're also gonna get the flashback sequence with
finally,
Ellie's mom.
I've been fucking wanting this.
With Ellie's mom, dude. Yeah. So we're gonna see that whole story too. And supposed rumors, bro, is that the last episode is only 47 minutes.
Really?
Which is pretty short.
Yeah.
I think that's the shortest episode. No, the shortest episode was the 4th one after Bill and Frank when they get to Kansas City with the hunters and shit. But like, I feel like that length is kind of short, dude.
Especially if they're adding Ellie's mom, exactly. That's something you're giving gamers new information on, bro.
Yeah. So for me, bro,
it should have been like an hour 20.
It should be an hour.
It might be. I don't know. That's the rumor. And
rumor.
I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I hope it's longer.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
My thing is, my thing, bro, is like, I was thinking about it. Don't lie. I have friends at work who have been watching the show, and only of those friends, only very few of them played the game. So I can openly talk spoilers with those people only. And one thing that me and you've played Xbox with him, Larry. You remember Larry?
Larry, yeah.
So I call him Big Lair.
Big Lair. Okay.
So the thing that me and Big Lair would say is he actually told me what you said the other day, which was like, hey man, is it just me or are they low key, not a lot, but low key nerfing Joel? because he not doing much.
Yeah,
I go,
man.
you know what, Larry? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I
Facts.
kind of see that too, bro. And the show is playing it off that he's older because he is older here than he was in the game and shit. And I told him, I go, but you know what, Larry? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. What if the show? What if what they are doing is that they're kind of making him look like he's more older. He's not as fast. He's not as reactive as he was when he was younger. You know what I mean? But when the last episode comes and he finds out that he's about to lose a second daughter figure, old Joel comes out and goes crazy. I pitched that to Larry.
That's what I think.
And he's like, hey, man, that makes sense. I go, Larry, but here's the thing, Larry.
I think that's what I said to you. How remember how I said like the believability issues where he was kind of crying at Tommy, like I can't do it, but like, what if Ellie being in danger, that just flips a switch? I'm like, remember that when I said, I'm like, maybe that could be the switch, maybe. But okay,
So I told Larry, I go, but here's the problem, Larry. Right? I go, the problem is in the game, you be slaughtering motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
So low key, the show needs to kind of show that. It can't just be like 2 or 3 fireflies. Fuck no. You need. I told Larry. I said I'm gonna be counting the bodies low key. How many people does he kill? If it's not,
how many bodies does Joel have? You know?
Like if it's
hey,
not.
Wait, why?
Why is he?
No, I'm talking about the people he killed. What is wrong with y'all,
bro?
Why are y'all thinking like that,
bro?
Why are y'all thinking like that, bro?
Mario looked at me and he's like raising his eyebrows.
Why are you putting accusations on my name?
He's like raising his eyebrows. Like, yo,
I was clearly talking about the bodies
like,
he was shooting. Bodies?
Hey, I mean, he got.
I was talking about that.
Including me is 50. Whoa! Hey, that's what Mario said.
No, hell no. I was clearly talking about like the people he's killed.
Shut up, bro.
Javi, I was clearly talking about the people he killed, bro.
No, he wasn't. Look at him.
I don't know what y'all talking about, bro.
Shut up.
Hell no. Hector I'm telling you, man. Hector the sus one in our friend group. I don't know.
He's not okay. Mario, you're not gonna play this narrative. This narrative is not gonna work, guys. If anything, you at the friend group, you're the fucking sus one. I'm putting you on blast. You're not gonna do that to me on this podcast.
Why on blast? Why are you blasting me with?
You see?
You little what? You little what? Say it.
Do you see what he's saying?
Say it.
Do you see what he's saying?
I'm the sus one. And I'm the sus one.
Yes, bro. Look at you.
Yo,
putting me on blast. Like,
yo, whoa. That's what I'm saying.
Blast me with what?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, because I know why he said blast for, because he's a little sus bucket, you know?
What? All right, guys. Like, y'all listen to the podcast. Y'all clearly see Mario's the one that's going crazy.
That motherfucker Louise over it, bro.
Oh, Louise gone, bro.
Over it.
But dude,
what was I saying? Where was I?
You were counting the bodies that Joel was.
Yeah,
you finna count the bodies.
I said that I need to like. I was just gonna say like Joel better kill some motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
It can't just be 2 or 3 and it's over. It's a wrap. Like no.
You want to go John Wick? Shit.
I need him to go John Wick, bro.
Yeah.
Low key, or else I feel like that scene will not be done justice. You know what I mean? Everything else, I think will be fine.
You think he's gonna get an M4?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think we saw a clip.
Oh yeah,
did he?
In the trailer we saw a clip of him going down the hallway with the M4 like this, shooting at it.
Oh shit,
maybe.
I swear to God, after this podcast, I
think they're gonna include that one highway scene? Well, not the highway scene, but like when they're in the tunnel and the water carries them away and shit.
Oh,
I don't think they're gonna include it.
Wait, what scene is he talking about?
So he's talking about like in the scene, basically the fireflies find them. And they take him to the hospital, but because they have this whole thing, like in the river, like when it's flooded.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
no,
bro,
I don't think so.
No, because
it's the time.
Yeah.
Not only that, bro, but on the next episode of
Yeah.
we saw that someone throws like an EMP grenade or something at Joel and Ellie, and they're like, "Duck." I think that's what it is, like that grenade shit, whatever.
He said EMP.
I think it was, right? Wasn't it?
EMP
or a concussion.
Or a concussion.
What the fuck?
A concussion grenade or something.
But I think that's how it's gonna go down, bro. But
yeah,
hey man,
I agree with you, Alf. This episode better be lit.
Wait, hold on.
This episode, I better feel like I did in the game, bro.
Bro, are they gonna include the fucking giraffe?
Oh, dude, they should.
Are they? Because it's supposed to be some like majestic.
I don't know, man.
Like this world's so terrible, but there's beauty with animals and these giraffes.
I saw a video on YouTube that explained the deeper meaning of Ellie finding the giraffe and like petting it and stuff.
And what was it?
I forget what it was, bro. If I can find it, I'll maybe bring it up next week if they do show the giraffe in the new episode. But I remember, so I can't remember what the reason was, but I knew there was like a deeper meaning to it or whatever. So I hope the giraffe's in the new episode. You know what I mean? I hope that's cool. I hope it's in it. But yeah, man.
okay.
Other than that,
Okay, yeah. So we just got to see what happens. We gave our takes. Just a quick recap. Mario gave it a 9. Hav, you gave it a 10. I'm giving it a 9. And yeah, we just got to see on the last episode, man. And that's a wraps, dude. We gotta see. Gotta
wait till season 2. And then that's where shit's gonna get interesting.
Oh, man.
Definitely, bro. We gotta see what's up with that.
I mean, if they go by it like in the video game, are we gonna finish? Are we gonna drop it after that?
I mean, I'm down to watch it.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be salty, bro. Fuck that.
We're gonna watch it. We're like, you know what? It's even worse in live action. I hate it even more.
Hey, what? Like I said, what if? Well, Javi's right. What if they change shit?
I highly.
You know, what if they change it?
I highly doubt it.
We gotta see. Because remember, it's not just Neil Druckmann writing the show. It's the other guy who did what's his name? Craig?
Yeah,
Craig Zeman?
Yeah,
like that.
That did Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Yeah, that's gonna be the review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for listening. And remember, as always, don't let your pets haunt you, guys. Take care.
Peace.
See ya.